Tonight at 11. What you don't know will definitely kill you. I'm your host, Buster Zero. With me, I have my panel of judges and commentators. Starting to my left, we have the indomitable and alcoholic Faiez.
Yeah, it ain't easy being Faiez.
Terrible. To my left, we have the ever vigilant, ever present Amadeus Rockham,
Howdy.
and whoever you are, say your name.
I'm Keloid, and you don't know what you don't know.
All right. So, gentlemen, what are we not going to discuss about that people need to know that is killing them?
Dang. The
Hmm.
list is so long.
But we're not going to
Would
discuss
you
it.
would you perhaps call them unknown unknowns?
The discussion of an unknown unknown.
Which therefore would make it a known unknown.
Uh, but then we'd be discussing it. Or wait, not discussing it? What aren't we going to cover? Yeah.
Wasn't that from the Boondocks?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
it, it made sense too, which was kind of the whole point. But I feel like I feel like that was all just a lead up to get to the fucking line from what do you call it?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, say what again? It's like, but he was making a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually was.
It's actually valid.
Such a
But
great series.
yeah. So anyways, let's just do a general how you doing over there? What's been going on with you?
Got my whiskey. Or bourbon. Or a whiskey bourbon.
It's some kind of concoction, I guess.
I don't know. It's fucking booze.
It's brownie and he drinks it drown.
I always figured it was motor oil.
I mean, that would make sense.
Whiskey, Kentucky fried motor oil.
Sounds good.
Do you think
Yeah.
you could cook with motor oil?
I don't think it'd be edible. But yeah, I imagine you probably could.
But what if you're a Reploid?
Oh.
You're asking the hard hitting questions, that's for sure.
What do Reploids eat?
Do they eat?
Besides
I don't think they do.
They just
Yeah.
eat E-tanks?
I mean, I know they can drink because the whiskey comes from the manga.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, that's what it's
Yeah.
from.
Oh, okay.
He drinks, and then he talks about how like it's kind of pointless for him to drink because he doesn't feel it, but he still enjoys to do it anyways.
Damn. It's almost like drinking bourbon in VRChat.
Yeah, kind of like that. Wow, what a parallel.
We finally come full circle.
Yes, art imitates life, or does life imitate art?
Life is art.
Are either of these life?
Shit.
Just such a genuine fuck.
Wait, how many? I don't think we're. What was it? We're not supposed to curse within like a minute of what we're saying or
Shut
whatever.
the fuck up.
I don't know. Just saying. I mean, I don't give a
Sorry.
shit, but it's
We can
fine.
pad it out at the beginning.
You can't curse.
Yeah.
Darn.
What are the kids gonna think when they see like a fucking dog? You know, when they see Poochie fucking cursing on the YouTubes.
Yeah, and in the next episode, you're gonna have to go back to your home planet.
Yeah, my voice
Poochie
is
was
gonna
an
get
alien?
dubbed over. He sure was.
They never made it to the firework factory.
This is terrible.
Oh man, I haven't seen an episode of Simpsons in like super long.
Same.
Yeah. I mean, because like at this point, what's the point of watching most of it? Like, the general consensus is that like current episodes suck anyways, and like if you really want to watch old episodes, then I mean, I'm sure there's a way, but I think at that point you have to actively want to watch the show, which I mean, there's just so much stuff now, so it's you're the only reason why you're watching it is to relive like Simpsons moments and be like, haha, that was funny. I remember that.
So I don't have a TV package, but do they not play like old Simpsons on any of different network channels?
Um,
I don't know.
a while ago, I forgot which channel it was, but they were kind of new. They would show old Simpsons episodes like a bunch ton. It would just be like Simpsons half the day, or like there
Mm.
were a few weekends and well, not weekends, periods in time in which they would show um they would marathon the entirety of Simpsons from episode 1 to like season like 13 or 15,
Oh
Oh
shit.
just like
crap!
consecutively.
Huh.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
That is pretty ridiculous.
Well, they got the license for the content. They're damn well gonna use it.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
Simpsons is still popular. There are maniacs out there who rewatch all those old episodes all the time.
that
Why
is true.
consume new content when you love the old content so much? That's all you want.
Oh, that one
Yeah,
kind of hits a
I
little
mean,
bit too close to home.
I mean that's kind of what like Hollywood and everyone else is capitalizing on, right?
Yeah,
Just remaking everything. Even video game industry, just remaking everything like Last of Us and every other video game series.
yeah, Skyrim.
Uh, yeah.
That's re-releasing more than redoing it. But if they ever like remaster like Skyrim and like add a bunch of new content again,
Well, they
I
have done that. They did like kind of remaster it with the what was it called, the complete edition?
I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
Considering I never
Heck,
even played Skyrim.
You've never
never
played
even played
Skyrim?
Skyrim.
No, never played Skyrim. I
Don't
never
call yourself
Oh,
foosed
a
my
late
Rodaz.
gamer.
Damn.
you you have
Uh,
no excuse. It's on
ouch.
every single console, literally.
Is it on my phone?
It
It can
probably
be.
is.
I, I don't doubt that.
There's
I
probably a
mean,
way to port it.
Just need to
didn't you
tweet
see
Todd
that
Howard.
one? Yeah. Did you see that one? Not Jordan Peele. What's his name? The fucking
Uh,
E3 like stupid spoof where he's just like playing fucking Skyrim on the Echo.
yeah, okay. This is stupid, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'll play it when they port it to the Virtual Boy.
Oh, they're
There you
getting
go.
there. They're working on it.
They're going backwards. Everything old gets Skyrim.
That would be very weird and interesting to see, in all honesty.
Make it for the N64.
It might actually look kind of cool on the N64, like if
Yeah,
they do the graphics right.
yeah, but then you'd have to use the N64 controller.
I guess that's true. And then the like when it does the Fusro dodge, it's just like super crunchy. It's like
And then you'll wish you had the Rumble pack in.
the rumble.
Hmm.
Every time you do a shot, it's just like, oh, this is so real.
That thing would just
That
eat your
Rumble Pack.
batteries.
Oh yeah.
That Rumble Pack was like made the controller so heavy.
Oh yeah, it was mega chunky.
Yeah.
I mean, the Rumble pack without batteries on it was already kind of heavy, and then you got to put two double A's in there, or was it
Yeah, I think
three
it's
triple A's or something?
I
no.
don't remember.
Actually wasn't the I don't it was either double or triple, but I think it was only two.
I mean,
Uh,
like Rumble was the thing back then because like what was it? The Pokemon Pinball on the Game Boy
uh
had the little Rumble thing
yeah.
on it.
Oh
Dude, I
yeah,
love that so
Oh,
much.
really?
Yeah,
yeah.
because like the cartridge was really big and it had a big bump on the top of it, which was the case for holding your battery and like the Rumble like mechanism.
Huh. The fuck? I knew that's crazy.
Yeah, the
And it
future was
just
then.
so it only you plugged in the Rumble Pack into your actual cartridge, like it didn't plug into anywhere else on the
It
It
was
Game
was
Boy.
the
built into the cartridge.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
That's
so it was a
great.
really weird looking cartridge compared to every other Game Boy game.
Huh.
but it was still pretty cool.
Yeah,
I
it was
feel
ahead
like
of
that's
its
a
time.
good way to fuck up your game.
Shake
Probably.
it.
Yeah, like the actual motor or whatever mechanism for creating the rumble is gonna be built right into the actual cartridge.
Yeah, but I mean, like, luckily it was still a Nintendo product, which are like built like tanks.
Yeah.
So it's interesting because I actually so because of my new job, I get to open up cartridges and stuff like that. And I actually got to see like what the inside of the Rumble looks like. So it's interesting because like the circuit board where the actual component of like the game is separated from like, and maybe it might be easier to kind of get the idea of it if you saw it, but like because on the top portion where the rumble pack was, like that's separated from the circuit board. They're not like connected together.
Hmm.
So I think that's actually one of the bigger reasons why there wasn't like any major issues with like, the rumble affecting gameplay or anything like that. And I mean it's not like it was like intense, like oh fuck my arms. It was kind of
Yeah,
just like a little it's like, oh,
just to
okay.
go ahead and simulate like the pinball effect, I
Yeah,
guess.
it was like really light. It wasn't anything like super crazy.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
very cool.
primarily the idea was like you were supposed to feel it when your bumpers hit the ball. Now, if only they had made it so that you could tilt the machine by like bumping your like Game Boy from side to side.
See, it's funny because short like I don't know how many years after, how long after, but there was the Kirby Tilt and Tumble game, which
Oh
you
yeah.
actually did like but that was like after the Pokemon one. So that would have been cool if they had thought of that before and then implemented that in the new one.
Yeah, that'd have been pretty interesting. Gimmicks.
Yes, that's what
Yeah,
Nintendo is all about.
I mean, I feel like it's not as necessary when all you're doing is like tilting tilting the game board, tilting the pinball machine. Basically, it's not the same as like an actual game where you have the tilt and it makes sense to like have a 6-axis control.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think it'd be interesting to like, especially like for games back then, to like have that feature where like, oh, like if you just like bump the Game Boy like side to side, like you're tilting the machine a little bit. But
Yeah,
yeah,
Nintendo loves gimmicks. They do it all the time and they won't ever stop.
I mean that's pretty much how every console is built. It's got some sort of gimmick to it.
But not these days. Oh no no. You gotta be real with your games now.
What do you,
uh,
what do you mean?
so
The
is the
Switch
gimmick
has a gimmick.
It's
is the
still a
gimmick
gimmick, dude.
is the
Even
gimmick for the PS5 you can't buy it?
I guess
I
so.
think that's the unintentional gimmick.
yeah,
Ooh,
that and 10% more polygons.
gotta have more polygons, man.
Oh hell yeah. I
Hooked
need
on
to
stuff.
gotta see all the pores on my skin and all that, which I think is kind of disgusting, honestly. Like I don't want to see individual pores on a character.
What about when you're watching movies?
Well, I don't have a choice.
Huh.
What about in real life?
What about real life?
Go in the
If
bathroom
you
every
Ew.
morning. I'm disgusted. Look at all these pores.
take off your glasses, go to
Well, yeah,
720p.
Oh yeah,
there you
lower the
go.
resolution.
Yeah, just lower the
Otherwise, when you
resolution.
otherwise when you put on your glasses, go on a date, you're like, oh bitch, you got pores. Clog that shit up.
Get some Neutrogena.
Then she just dies because all her pores are clogged up and she can't sweat naturally.
Oh no.
Yeah. You just walk away like a fucking 3D women.
Dang.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, eh, I personally just see no reason to have a PS5 right now. Especially the big thing is that like how many exclusive games does it have right now? Like 3 or something like it's a very insanely small number because everything else you can just get on the PS4. But PS5 is like it's the 10% pixel upgrade, which is like, well then why do I want this?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I would feel more compelled if I wasn't primarily a PC gamer. But
Yeah.
I mean, if I was gonna get a system, I would never get Xbox just because they don't have exclusives. Everything that would be exclusive, they just release onto the PC, basically. So, yeah, I mean, PS5 is the only one that kind of makes sense, but even still, yeah, same here. I just haven't seen a reason. But if I didn't have a PC, sure, I'd get a PS5.
Then Nintendo, Gimmick City.
Switch all the way, I
Yeah.
guess.
But I mean, generally, it's good gimmicks. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a
Switch.
bad thing, but like that's usually the reason to get Nintendo. Well, not necessarily the reason, but I guess like obviously like you follow Nintendo games because you like Nintendo games, but like with that comes usually the gimmick of the system implemented into the next title in some way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, the Joy Cons are just kind of an evolution of the Wii Remote.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is
Dude,
definitely
no
true.
way.
And then I guess the
Um,
full screen thing is kind of an evolution of the Wii U in a way.
yeah, that's true. So do you think that the handheld consoles are truly dead? We'll only get things like a Switch from now on if anyone decides to do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, because of
Kind of how
phones.
I feel. Yeah, phone is kind of like the premier mobile console now.
Which is funny because the early ones, like the N-Gage, were fucking terrible.
Oh yeah.
But it had Sonic.
So did
Yeah.
I actually handled or like I got to use it was in high school actually. One of the kids actually had an N gauge and then I tried it out and I was like, "Oh, this thing sucks.
So heavy.
It feels terrible."
I'd rather play Snake on the Texas Instruments.
And like
I think I vaguely remember
the
someone having it at high school too.
yeah,
I don't remember who it was, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
but yeah, like because the annoying thing about it too is that so like the A and B buttons were the number buttons for like that you would use for a phone. So it felt really weird like doing certain thing and then it would be like press 1 to do this or press 5 to do this. So it's like what the fuck is this?
Oh, so the actual like buttons felt like an old school Nokia keypad.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's like, oh, I don't want to play with this.
I need my clickety
Dang.
clacks. Oh.
It's
Who
pretty
the hell
bad.
tested this?
Nokia. But to answer your earlier question, I hate to say it, but I've kind of been feeling that way more and more recently. I was kind of holding out hope that like maybe you know there'll be like a handheld console that or not handheld console, but like a handheld that might come out after the Switch. But the more I think about it, I feel like the Switch is kind of the what's the best way to so it's like this is kind of like the final evolution of like what a handheld could be because anything past that like you're probably going to start getting into like smartphone territory because I mean the Switch is somewhat powerful like I guess compared to other handhelds it's like the most powerful one obviously but at the same
Yeah.
time it's like it's still I do know that like for certain games it still chugs along graphically and all of that whereas like smartphones are especially nowadays, they can do like crazy like graphical stuff. And it runs like smoothly.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks, but yeah, it probably is gonna die with this generation of the Switch.
And
Hmm.
how much is the
Yeah,
Switch? They were around like 400.
no, I think 299.
Yeah, I think it's around like 300. Although
I
I
don't
think
know what the OLED is.
that's what I was gonna say. I think the OLED model is a little bit more expensive though.
Yeah, they're
Eh,
around 300.
Hmm. And how much is a Steam Deck?
Too much for your blood.
Oh, my blood!
I think it was like 500.
I, I I think that's for the cheapest model though, right? Or like the one with the least gigabyte
Memory.
memory. Yeah,
Yeah, it's 400 for a 64 gig.
there you go.
64 gigs.
Yeah.
So how much for the bigger one?
For the 512 gig, it's 649.
Oh, okay.
Is that the
Shit.
highest one?
That's the highest one I'm seeing on Steam's thing.
512.
Yeah, you have to be like very careful with what you're putting on there.
What do you mean?
That's
Because
not a lot of
512
space.
is not, yeah.
Oh, you're just talking about the space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you were saying like Gabe's gonna watch what I'm doing.
yeah.
I mean, he
Maybe.
is, but as you're
Gabe is just
playing
a
the
giant
game,
botnet.
as you're playing the game, Gabe's face randomly just pops up for like a split second. You're like, what? What?
What was that?
What was that
Oh,
noise?
oh.
Whose footprints are these? That'd be that'd be so stupid if somebody said that. But I would laugh, like I am now.
Hmm. So the Steam Deck though, like the thing is like it's it functions like a PC though, right?
More
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Hmm.
Do you
So
guys
like,
see like? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, you.
All right, fuck you.
Okay.
Do you guys see the so people were able to basically create an emulator for Nintendo Switch with the Steam Deck, so that you can go ahead and basically just turn your Steam Deck into a Nintendo Switch.
I did not
That's,
see that, but I'm sure Nintendo wouldn't like that.
No, they
yeah.
don't. They've been actually DMCAing a bunch of people who have been uh, showing tutorials on how to do that on YouTube.
Dang. They send Mario to knock on your door.
It's a me.
It's a me, Mario.
Come on, pay up.
Just
Mamma
kick,
mia, you've been up to no good.
just kicks the door in.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing that I thought was fucked up is some of the videos that they were taking down. They showed how to go ahead and basically take just your Nintendo Switch cartridges and basically turn that into a ROM and put that onto the Steam Deck. So they're not breaking any laws by doing it that way, because it's actually porting the game, you actually own it. So,
Huh.
like, I thought that was kind of bullshit. I mean, yeah, obviously you can abuse that emulator and not buy the games and go ahead and pirate it, which, let's be honest, a lot of people who were watching that probably would. Uh, but I don't know. It's kind of bullshit still to copyright strike those videos.
So then what they're doing is they're using it as a way to run the software on the game you paid for. But Nintendo's like, no, you need to use our hardware to run that software.
I don't know if that's really the problem or it's just like, oh, people are going to be able to abuse this and just download ROMs and play them.
Okay.
You know, I think that's probably more their concern. But
I could kind of see
yeah,
it. It's
yeah.
like,
I mean,
oh, sorry.
how are you going to make money if you're not buying their fucking Joy Cons that go bad after 2 years?
Yeah, exactly.
There is no drift.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you talking about? It doesn't. It's fine. Oh,
You're supposed to go right.
there was. So I don't know if you guys seen it, but there's this animation from what was it Hot Diggity Demon, where he, he makes a joke specifically about the Joy-Con drift, and like it's the same setup where like Miyamoto's just like, oh no, everything's fine, blah blah blah, whatever. Like you can go ahead and use it, and then like he tries to use it, but then he's like, it might be Joy-Con drift or just like the Switch. I don't remember, but like he's just like, oh, it's like, oh, it's not working. I guess I'll go get another one, like because he makes like a shit ton of money, so he can just get a new one. But then the guy that the Miyamoto was like talking to just like grabs his hand. It's like no, like you said that one was good. Why don't you go ahead and play that one? And like Miyamoto's just like sweating, and he's just like, uh, he's just like freaking out
Oh,
because he has to either admit that something was wrong with the console, or he has to use a fucked up console.
oh, oh, oh no. Please understand.
I was in water, you dick.
You're right.
R.I.P. Iwata.
Yeah.
But
What? Why does every Nintendo controller like just suffer terrible drift? Because like the GameCube controllers really fucking had that bad too.
I
that
don't remember having
is a
drift problems with
question.
my Nintendo 64 controller.
You
I
know
did.
what would be the issue with that though? After a while, the stick would get loose. So
Yeah.
it
Oh,
it would just be like hanging to like one side or the other,
yeah.
Yeah.
I never really got that too much on my controller. Like it was still bearable on my original one, but like I did have multiple controllers, so like I eventually switched into like one that was used less. Not
I
necessarily
never
because of that, but I think because for whatever reason I just decided to do that. But I think that made it so that the the looseness of my original one wasn't going to get worse because I wasn't using that as much.
I never really had that issue with any of my DualShocks. Like I had one controller that yeah, like one of the buttons got like a little sticky or whatever. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't working very well, but the analog sticks on the DualShocks are always really solid for me.
Yeah, I never had problems with any DualShocks until my two PS4 controllers died at the same time
Oh yeah,
with the D-pads on them.
I remember
Very
that.
strange.
Yeah. Then again, the DualShock didn't have to go through Mario Party.
That is true.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the torture put on those controllers.
Oh, actually, what if it was the games?
It
'Cause,
certainly
like,
didn't help.
well, like, my first thought that came up, like, when it comes to, like, the controllers messing up, friggin' Smash. Like, literally just hear people just, like like, destroy their controllers while they're playing.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I mean, a lot of the when it comes to PlayStation, a lot of the fighters that you're gonna play with that, you're gonna use a D-pad.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna really put a lot of extra stress on your analog sticks. Could be.
I just remember Budokai and the loading screen going over your over the
Creating Cybermen.
yeah, Cybermen or making Master Roshi spin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And,
guess I don't really I can't think of anything like that was super intensive on the analog sticks for the DualShock.
like, the most intensive thing would just be, like, a shooting game, but even then, like, you're not, like, going super all over the place, like, you're kinda being, like, a little bit more methodical with it, I would say.
Yeah, and for me, I always played shooters on Xbox. I never really played it on my PlayStation.
Yep, there you go.
Though my Xbox also didn't really suffer any. Like my controllers for Xbox were always really solid. The Xbox itself, though, forget about it. Fucking, I got that first gen on release Xbox 360, so I
Oh,
got
you
the
poor
fucking Red
soul.
Ring of Death like
Yeah.
hard.
The one where you had to
Uh,
like smother it in order for it to go.
Yeah, I tried to do the towel trick, which is so terrible. to do that. It's just
Uh,
you just gotta overheat your fucking console until like that little piece just sets it into place on circuit board. It's just like no. And I did that, and it kind of fixed it until it just took a big shit. And I kind of repaired it, but then I was also like a dumbass kid in high school, and I was like taking apart my Xbox, and then I took the like DVD disc tray, and there was like a ribbon there, and then like I pulled on the ribbon, and then I realized that you don't pull on that ribbon, so I just like
No.
fucking ripped the ribbon out, and I was like, oh, well, there goes my DVD drive. So I couldn't play any games that I didn't have installed on the 360.
Jeez.
Damn, brutal.
I never got the 360. I only had the original Xbox, which that thing worked pretty well. I never had any issues with that.
Yeah, the Xbox was solid, and
Yeah.
like also if you ever drop that on your toe, just fucking
Oh,
rip.
Yeah. Say
yeah.
goodbye to your toe.
Oh,
That and the
Original
Xbox was
X.
GameCube.
heavy.
Yeah.
That and the GameCube were both durable. Like GameCube wasn't heavy, but like I remember there's memes about some guy who was just like moving, and he had a hatchback. His hatchback flew open on the freeway, and the GameCube just like fucking just went all the way across the fucking freeway, and then he went over and grabbed it, and it looked like scuffed to shit, but then it just like played fucking perfectly.
That's impressive. I wonder
Yeah.
if that's true. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because like I'm pretty sure it had like video proof of him like plugging it in and fucking starting it up.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah,
think
I don't know.
somebody I think somebody did actually do like a durability test between the like the different consoles from that generation, and yeah, GameCube was actually like stupid durable. It was kind of wild because like he even did like drop tests from like various heights. And I think what was it? I think 360 did the worst.
Yeah.
PS3 kind of followed behind it, and then or no, wait, damn it, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. What was it? GameCube, 360, and PS2?
I want to say
I
it's.
mean,
I could
if
be
it's a
wrong.
360, I would think it's a PS3 because that was all that same kind of
Yeah.
generation.
Oh
But
wait, so it's PS2,
or it might have been
GameCube.
PS2 because like if it was 360 and
Oh, I
GameCube,
guess it'd be
it
Xbox.
it that might have been that year when 360 because 360 had a jump start over
Mm,
Sony and Nintendo.
that's
That's kind
true.
of why they got like that's kind of why the 360 did so well because they got that early adoption.
Get those people that red ring of death early.
Yeah.
And it makes sense it's not durable. I mean, the 360 was basically just a slim computer case. Nothing else special about it.
Yeah, that GameCube, man, literally just chuck it and you're fine.
I liked the
Yeah.
GameCube. That was probably one of my favorite consoles.
I never owned one, unfortunately.
Yeah, same here. And I probably never will now because goddamn, those GameCube games are stupid expensive now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so well, I guess I could say it. So I work at a video game shop, and I've been able to see kind of like the trends for games pricing and all of that stuff, and like yeah, a lot of GameCube games they are like legitimately in the like 80 to $100 range for most of them.
Damn.
And sometimes that might not even be like for the like the box and the disc. It could be like just for the disc. But GameCube games are just wild. I think in general, like most, so there's that. There's a couple Super Nintendo games that are like pretty up there in price, and then what's the other one? I'd probably say like PlayStation 1 is probably like shortly after that one. Yeah, man, every time I look at a GameCube like boxed game, it's like you will be spending like at least $80 for certain games, depending on like what it is.
Huh. Didn't realize. I think I've still got most of my GameCube games. A lot of my Super Nintendo games got stolen, so that was pretty fucking infuriating.
Yeah, sad times. I lost all
I
mine
used.
from theft as well.
Oh, right. So the breaking at your dad's place, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Pretty lame.
Yeah.
I used to have a fucking Sega Saturn, and I had like Panzer Dragoon and a few other games on there, and like I know that shit is worth a lot now.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah, that's true. I forgot about Sega Saturn. Sega Saturn's
Yeah.
even crazier. Dude, there was a so we had it for a bit, but I think somebody already picked it up. There was a Magic Knight Ray Earth Sega Saturn game, and that was selling for like $1,000.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's fucking
pretty
crazy.
insane.
I mean, it was actually still in like really nice condition. Like there wasn't any like major dents or scratches on the case. The CD was like really nice and all that stuff. But yeah, like $1,000 for a game. I was like, this game's probably not even that great.
Is that
But
in English?
yeah, it
Oh,
was in English.
that's
I
pretty
mean,
nutty.
it's not gonna be great. It was on the Sega Saturn.
But
I
still,
never,
$1,000.
I never owned any of the Sega consoles. I had the Game Gear.
Yeah, I had the Game Gear too.
Game Gear was super duper heavy because it took 6 batteries, right?
I thought it took
Yeah,
8.
Was it 8?
Oh
I
god.
don't know. Actually, I think I still have it somewhere in my closet. I gotta dig that up.
I
I
still
might
have
be thinking
mine.
Neo Geo.
Mine doesn't work anymore though. It needs repairs. But when I
I'll-
actually took it to get repaired, the shop told me like it's cheaper to get another one than it is to repair it.
Damn.
the the only things I remember playing on the Game Gear were Sonic
Yeah.
and Ninja Gaiden. Those are the only two games I had, I think.
Ooh, Ninja Gaiden.
Everybody plays Sonic.
I mostly played Sonic, yeah. And then one of the other games I had, I don't remember the name of it, but it was like some game where you're like a detective and you're like shooting bad guys and stuff like that. You're just some dude in a trench coat. I'd gotten it
Huh.
for one of my birthdays from my grandpa, and
Hmm.
I was really awful at that game, but I loved it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yes. Being bad at games, good times.
I mean, when you're a fucking kid, like for our age, so we were born like end of 80s, early 90s. And so that generation of games for NES and uh, you know, Sega Genesis, Game Gear, all that stuff. Yeah, to play any of those games, they all made you feel like you're a piece of crap and you're worthless. Even into the Super Nintendo. Even though Super Nintendo like kind of cooled it a little bit, there's still a lot of games there where it's just either archaic or very difficult, and you had to either get an actual guide to be able to like go through games, or you'd have like a video game hotline. Like
Yeah.
Oh man, hotlines.
I remember, so my mom got really into Final Fantasy VI, or as we do it, Final Fantasy 3 on Super Nintendo, and Secret of Mana. And for both of those, she would like call a hotline and like someone would be like, "Oh yeah, so here's what you do," blah 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 blah. And it's just so fucking weird. I remember even thinking when I was a kid it was weird, but like now, especially now, like the idea of like you just call some stranger and you pay them money and they tell you how to like beat a game.
That is strange to think about. I wonder how much that was, because that's kind of wacky.
I mean, I think it was just like Miss Cleo type thing where it's like a phone bill.
Yeah,
Call me
I'm
now.
sure.
Call me now. I will
For the
beat your games
latest
for
tips and
you.
tricks.
Miss Cleo, I'm stuck on Secret of Mana. I don't know what to do.
Put down the controller. Fucking
It's-
Psycho Mantis.
Oh yeah,
No.
plug the controller into the other port, man.
Miss Cleo, you fool! That's not how this works.
So you like to play Castlevania?
Damn,
I
fucking
feel
Miss
like I like
Cleo.
took on like an Italian accent. I even did like the fucking thing with the hands. So,
Miss Cleo. A great scam
Oh.
artist if there ever was one.
There
Like,
definitely was one.
oh
There's
man,
many.
it's funny to think that she got outed as a scam artist when like people knew that she was a scam artist, but like some people legitimately were just like, "Oh no, she's real. She's real psychic." It's like,
Well,
oh man,
the whole scandal wasn't like the psychic stuff. It was that her service was overcharging people for staying on the line, and that a lot of people complained about being charged even when they had been put on hold.
oh,
Oh yeah.
So
okay,
yeah, like the rates were, like um, those old phone services were like, oh, you pay so much a minute for the first so many minutes, and then after that, the rate is, exponentially higher, but it's per like 15 minutes or something like that. And a lot of people would say like, oh, you'd get on the phone, you talk for a little bit, and then you get put on hold for like 5 to 10 minutes, which is taking up a bulk of your like cheap time. But
hmm
then like when you finally get to the point where like you're doing the call even at the heightened rate, they'd find that when they looked at their phone bills, they got charged for that like 5 minutes or 7 minutes earlier than they were supposed to.
mm, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, she like scammed like crap tons of money by having that having her phones call work that way.
So what you're saying is that she was a real psychic.
Yes.
All right, calm me now.
Nah, she was just an outdated scam artist. You see, she needed to be like Dr. Oz. Just call yourself Dr. Cleo, and then
Oh,
you just run for office.
there you go. Yeah. Man.
What's he running for again? Is it just is it Congress or was it mayor, governor?
I thought it was I thought he was going for senator.
Was it senator? Jesus.
It was something pretty crazy. I don't remember now because it's been a while since I actually looked into it.
Yeah, I don't remember. That will be both entertaining and very troubling if he does win that.
He was
Yeah.
running for Senate.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh God, Senate. That's pretty up there.
Yeah. Just imagine hearing a few years from now, Dr. Oz being like, "I am the Senate."
Do it.
Yeah.
He does kind of got that Palpatine look going.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Gotta moisturize.
Rub the
Uh,
cream on your
Black
face.
seed.
It'll de-age you. Do it.
It's actually been a while since I've seen Dr. Oz, so he probably looks like 10 times older than what I think he does.
Damn, 10
Yeah.
times older.
Then
He definitely has
older and
aged.
more plasticky.
Yeah. He probably knows how to shoot lightning. If you just
like-
followed these 5 easy steps, you could do it too.
Murders the audience.
Look under your seats. There's some midichlorians there.
He's just handing them out to people.
It's like a jar of white fluid. It's a syringe.
Oh
Oh, shit.
This is terrible. I'm terrified of this Dr. Oz. He's so influential.
Yeah.
Everybody in the audience is like, yeah.
Jam it in.
No questions asked. They're just like, it's fine. We trust Dr. Oz.
Oh, so speaking of scammy bullshit, have you guys seen that weird fucking pink sauce that this one lady started
Oh,
selling on like TikTok or something?
disgusting. It looks gross. I'm
I
sorry.
haven't checked it out. I've seen like images of it. I just assumed it was Pepto Bismol.
Well, that's the meme. It looks like Pepto Bismol, but I guess it gets the coloring from primarily dragon fruit.
Huh.
But
Okay.
there's been a lot of controversy because like the nutrition label facts had like per bottle like 444 servings, and then everyone's like, what the fuck? There's not 444 servings in this. And then she's like, oh, we fucked up. Like it was supposed to be like 444 calories or something like that. So like
Oh.
they just like did a simple misprint. Then people like got their shipments and like a lot of the bottles had like weird colorings. So like a lot of them just like looked like in the pictures in the promo, it looks like bright pink, like it looks like Pepto. But then a lot of people were getting it and it just like kind of looked like white with like a hint of pink or like like not nearly as vibrant. And then
Okay.
she was like, oh yeah, so we had to lower the dragon fruit like amount because we're worrying about people getting too much of that in your diet, and then when you poop like it's gonna come out like pink or red because I
That's
guess that's where it's kind of like
interesting.
beetroot.
So many things going on with that. Because like the other thing too was that the way that it was being shipped was actually not like food safety uh approved. Because didn't they say that like one of the ingredients in it was like milk, and like it wasn't being refrigerated. It was just being sent through like regular mail. So
Yeah.
So
like
she claims it was dehydrated milk, like dry milk,
Oh,
which is
okay.
supposed to be
That
okay.
would be fine.
But there's still a lot of red flags. So like, because she's kind of contradicted herself a lot, so she could just be saying that. Because a lot of
yeah.
people have gotten their bottles and it's been spoiled. Like they open it and it just smells rotten. So,
Oh,
yeah,
and then she
basically, don't
even
get pink sauce.
she even said too that she's like, oh, like we're in the testing phase to like get it officially approved to like put out on stores and shit like that. And it's like, why are you giving it to people that like are these people your guinea pigs?
This all
Yeah,
sounds awful, honestly. Like the
No,
like
it's
even like
really
the
bad.
color coming from the dragon fruit, because the dragon fruit's primarily white with some pink color. Like if you actually look at the meat of dragon fruit, but that wouldn't be enough to like even if you put a crap ton of it in there. I think like it wouldn't be enough to like make it like that pink, as from what I've seen. So that's really strange. And yeah, if it's like powdered milk, I guess that makes sense. But yeah,
it also just sounds gross.
I mean, what is it supposed to be used on? Because like I've seen like it
You
like a
put it on a
chicken
burger.
strip dipped on it, and like that looks nasty. But like dragon fruit's a very mild flavor, very like slightly sweet. But like it's also there's milk in there. I don't know. Like I don't get what it's supposed to be used on. It sounds strange.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where it probably just went viral on TikTok. Just like everyone looks and like, oh, what's that bitch doing? Putting Pepto on her burger?
Yeah, it's like
And
clickbait sauce.
pretty much, yeah. I
On the
think that's what made it get famous.
and the taste is indescribable in where she won't tell you what it tastes like because she can't. She's like, oh,
Apparent.
it's just so good. Like I can't really describe it. Like, well then why would I want it? What if it's sweet
That's
and
strange.
For the maymays.
for the
Yeah,
Yeah.
mayonnaise
for the mayonnaise.
for them
Yeah.
probably does have mayonnaise in it.
Ooh, it's got whale in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wahale world.
Yeah.
The Wahale tacos.
Like it's
Uh
strange to say like you can't describe it when it's like okay, like we already know that there's like five, flavor profiles. Tell me, is it sweet? Is it umami? Is it like what's going on? Is it spicy?
All five.
Oh, all five.
yeah,
Duh.
Put
it hits
that
each.
shit on everything.
Yeah. That's literally what she was doing. It's just like because she would like go to freaking like Jack in the Box or something like that, just get food from there. She's like, I'm gonna put this paint sauce, and start eating it.
Does she talk like that?
Uh, I could be exaggerating.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, she talks like that.
Okay. Just I wanted to be sure. Like that's what's going on.
It'd be kind of funny if that's what cut that paint sauce.
Uh, I finally tried that that avocado sauce at Jack in the Box. Actually, it's pretty good.
Jack
Huh.
in the Box.
Yeah, Jack in the
Avocado
Box.
sauce? What
Yeah.
did we get put on?
I was dipping tiny tacos in it.
Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. That sauce is actually really good. I love
Yeah.
it with the tiny. It's so good.
Still haven't
Yeah.
gotten the tiny tacos.
They're tiny.
Yeah, little,
And
little
so-
baby tacos.
Do they just basically taste the same as the regular tacos?
So it's like the regular tacos, except the only thing in it is the meat filling, or well, soy filling.
Yeah.
You can get them like fully loaded, which they come in a little box. It's got like cheese sauce and hot sauce on it, and then like shreds of lettuce. So it's closer to eating like regular taco when you do it like that. But like I think the idea is you're supposed to get regular tiny tacos and dip them in the avocado sauce.
That does sound pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. They also have that new sauce for their chicken. I forgot what it was called. I think it was just yum sauce.
Huh.
Mm.
Yeah, that sauce was pretty good too.
Hmm.
It was yum. Is
I
how
don't
I would
think I had
describe it.
that one.
So it tastes like pink sauce.
Oh yeah, indescribable. Yeah, tastes
Yeah.
like Cthulhu.
It tastes like the old ones.
Yes,
Yeah.
indescribable.
Just salty, maybe fishy.
Yeah, whenever I look at my vision starts blurring and I start hearing whispers.
Oh god.
Damn. I'd eat at a Cthulhu joint.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
You gotta
Would
try
it
it
be
at least
seafood
once.
or?
I imagine it'd
Yeah.
be seafood.
Just specialize in like octopus tacos and squid and stuff like that.
Oh,
You know what? Yeah, you could just make money off of like the novelty of it.
yeah, I'm
It's
sure.
like, ooh.
And then you partner with the pink sauce.
And then it truly will be indescribable. And that's when you just got people just puking right outside your food truck. Blah.
It's just, that's pretty good.
You just like have your restaurant set up, and then there's like a little area outside of it. It's like a vomitorium.
Oh god.
It's great. Let me post on the gram. Tell everyone about it.
Right by the vomitorium
Yeah.
and just taking a
Yeah,
selfie.
take a selfie.
It's
Ugh,
all pink.
oh god, I would hate that so much. I would not be able to look at that picture.
I'm sure most wouldn't.
Yeah.
But you gotta do it for the
Disgusting.
gram. Do it for the TikToks.
Do it for the gram.
So
Mm.
speaking of TikTok, so the other night, like I was just having trouble going to sleep. Brought up the TikToks, and you know, as you scroll through like shorts or whatever, or TikToks, I guess is just what you call it. You know, every once in a while you can go ahead and get live type of streams, and some of the live streams that are on TikTok are fucking wacky. Like compared to a normal like streaming platform like YouTube, Twitch, or whatever, on TikTok it's just like I don't know. Like I was going through these and like I just slowly started to feel really bad as I was like scrolling through each TikTok. Cuz like every single one was just so like there's two trends I noticed besides just some weird ass shit. Um one trend is sleeping streams. So basically what they'll do is they'll go ahead and just stream themselves sleeping on TikTok. And like I kept getting these recommended to me. I think maybe because it was like at the hour I was looking at it, you know,
Okay.
it's like oh here's the sleepy streams. Um, so I guess that got popular by some other guy that did it on TikTok a while ago. But people have been like stepping that shit up, where they'll do these things where they'll go ahead and they're in bed, they're trying to sleep, and then they'll put like a bunch of like little like lights, like LEDs or Christmas lights and shit around, and then they'll go ahead and have a wall with like these little pieces of paper on it, and then they'll say like, oh, tip this much, like they'll say like a rose or whatever equals like this sound gets played, or you make my lights flash or whatever. So basically, it's a lot of people donating money to just like try to fuck with someone sleeping. So like
Really?
it'll be like really loud, obnoxious shit. Some like girl just going like ooh woo, like really fucking loud, and like all this other shit. Like here, actually, I'm bringing up my monitor thing. So like, yeah, one rose. So I'm looking at a screenshot that I took when I was looking at this because I wanted to talk about it on the podcast. Like one rose, and like I guess they have all these freaking like emojis. Like for those of you who don't know how TikTok streaming works, you have like different emojis and different types of things that you could pay, and then you could buy them with like TikTok coins. So like $1 equals 66 TikTok coins, and then like one coin will equal like a rose emoji, and then like you can go ahead and pay multiple coins to get like donuts, little crowns, whatever. And I think it's customized per stream, so you can set like your own values or whatever. But like they'll go ahead and just have different stuff. Like one will just start playing on full blast the fucking John Cena intro, or that one. I forget that guy's name, but the Asian guy who's yells out emotional damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Um, sounds terrible.
It does. I was looking at this. I'm like, people suck. Because like I just when I'm looking at this, I'm like, everybody involved in this sucks. The streamer sucks. The people suck. There's a lot of fraud when it comes to that too, because like a
Yeah.
lot of times they're faking donations to get you to like, oh, well, other people are doing it, so trick one person into doing like real donations.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that um they've ruined sleeping.
Wait, who?
Everyone involved.
Yeah, they're trying to
Sleeping's ruined
monetize
now.
sleep.
Yeah, monetize sleep. Is nothing sacred?
No,
No, see,
especially not
nothing
on,
sacred. Yeah,
especially not on TikTok streams.
yeah, it seems to be a little worse. I mean, like, I know like the idea of like streaming sleeping, but like that's kind of like a little bit of an older thing. But like, there's no like other like nonsense involved where like it's just this person's asleep. Whatever, be a creep and watch him.
Yeah,
and like that's like kind of strange as it is, but like I don't know. It
that
doesn't.
didn't fill me like with a sense of dread. Like this.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it's maybe a little dirty, I guess, but like kind of creepy, but like not like the same thing. This is so much. Ah, I don't
It
know.
feels very, very dystopian. Like it feels very
Yeah,
Black Mirror-esque.
yeah. Now, if I did a sleeping stream, I'd do it in like some haunted house, and then it's just like, oh, like watch the ghost throw like crayons at me or something.
It's just up off screen, like just throwing shit at you. Be like, boo. Then just every once in a while, boo, you suck, boo.
Thanks
Yeah,
for the
but then
donation.
yeah, but then at least like if someone donated for that, it'd be like, oh, okay, well, there's people putting in like some sort of work to make it kind of more entertaining to actually watch. Rather than it's like, oh, I set up like these little things, like be a jerk to me.
It is a little bit more stupid, but because like in that scenario, obviously friends would be involved, it'd
Yeah.
be more funny because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're seeing friends like being jackasses is
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. Whereas this is just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best way I can describe it. It's just,
Yeah.
Yeah, just like set up a sleeping stream at that one hotel in Nevada. I forget what it's called, but it's got the they say it's got all these spiritual ley lines, so they call it the gate to hell. And yeah,
I think I know
yeah.
what you're talking about.
It would be Nevada though.
It would be in Nevada. Nevada is kind of some sort of hell.
Yeah, only losers live in Nevada.
Only losers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, there are these like spiritual ley lines that go across the world where they say like, oh, closer to a ley line, more spiritual activity is supposed to happen, and the hotel has a bunch of ley lines overlapping on it, and so allegedly a bunch of paranormal activity happens there, and it's supposed to be like one of the most dangerous places that you could go to do ghost hunting kind of stuff. If you believe in such things, of course.
See, I
So,
don't really believe in such things, but I also really don't want to go there.
See, what a juicy contradiction.
So
so
juicy.
I've always been curious about this, but like, cause like when ghost hunters do their thing, right? Like, they bring all the equipment and like they're always like taunting the ghosts. They're saying oh, like come inhabit my body, blah blah blah, whatever. They're saying whatever stupid shit they need to say. What if somebody legitimately just goes there to sleep? Like they don't do anything. They don't uh they don't taunt the ghosts. They're literally just there to get some rest. Like, will the ghosts actually mess with them, or will they just be like, oh well, he's he's not doing anything. He's just here.
Ghosts aren't
I
real,
mean,
Rob.
I don't know.
well, when it comes to that, yeah, I think a lot of it. For me, I don't strictly believe in ghosts, but I do believe that sure we don't understand the different fabrics of reality and stuff like that, and so sure maybe there is something I don't understand, and maybe there are some places where it's just like, hey, weird stuff just happens to happen there. I, um, I'm just not interested in tempting that, and I'm sure whoever went there, just knowing where it is, even if like if there's ghosts or some sort of other energy, whatever you want to call it, something that is supernatural that's there, whether it's there or not, if you know that, it's gonna mess with you mentally. So no matter what, I don't think that person's gonna have a good time sleeping there.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
But if there were ghosts, I mean, I think it would depend on the type of ghost, If you're going like phasmophobia, like all the different types of ghosts or whatever. Yeah, there's probably some that would be violent and want to just screw with you for the sake of screwing with you. Perhaps even just for being there in your territory.
You know,
That is
Casper
true.
is a friendly ghost.
Fuck
Allegedly.
Casper.
Allegedly.
Uh, I guess that kind of true. Allegedly,
Yeah,
he
we
seems
didn't see him
friendly.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also true.
What if he was hung for his misdeeds?
Dang.
A child.
Yeah,
An evil child.
that'd be a pretty bad kid.
Yeah. So would you rather sleep in a hotel room that was allegedly haunted or one with no cell service?
Ooh. Hmm.
So it's haunted,
That
but I
sounds
do
good.
have cell service.
Yeah.
Where is the hotel without cell service?
We'll just assume they're in the same whatever location you want to use for this hypothetical. All things equal.
Right.
So they're both secluded. How about that?
Sure.
Okay. If they're both secluded, I wouldn't want to stay in either. But I would go for the one without cell service, just to like assume that there's actual hotel attendees that are still going to be able to take care of stuff. And even if it didn't have cell service, they probably got Wi-Fi. Or is it like the hypothetical? They don't have Wi-Fi, internet, anything to the outside world.
Oh, you had to
I'd,
pay extra for Wi-Fi.
I'd just assume it's like super budget, family owned, been here for generations sort of deal.
Oh, so it's
Okay.
dial up.
If that.
Can you still get that?
Probably
Yeah,
not.
yeah, it's still around.
Is it?
Pretty sure.
I mean, I know pagers are still around.
Do they still work?
I mean, only drug dealers get pagers.
Ah,
Why would they still get a pager?
I forget the reasoning, but like, yeah, there's some like bullshit about drug dealers still using pagers because like you'll only ever see um you'll only ever see shops that do contracts for pagers or like monthlies for pagers for stuff like that in like really shitty neighborhoods where there is a much higher amount of drugs being trafficked.
Maybe it's just because like it's an OG gangsta
Oh, an
and like
og.
that's all they're used to. Yeah.
Don't even
I
get
mean,
burner
maybe.
phones.
Huh?
Not even using a burner phone, just straight to pager.
Yeah.
Yeah, straight to
yeah.
pager.
So that way you don't have to talk to them.
Yeah,
Feel
411.
feel like that's less secure though.
Is it?
It probably is because I mean, like the technology is really old.
Well, because like you still got a phone record, right? If
Yeah,
on
it's on the
pager.
phone line.
Would you be able to track it though with the pager?
I don't know about from the pager because I have no idea how the contracts and stuff like that work for that. But I'm assuming you need some sort of service.
Yeah, it
Um,
uses your phone service. It's a separate line. And yeah, I
Oh,
imagine like how it would work would be like just like with your phone, like you could like log into your service provider and you could actually read texts off your phone from your like
oh,
from the browser. So you probably do that with the pager.
Hmm.
yeah,
okay.
So that means yeah, like in that case it would be more traceable and that you find the evidence. But because like there's such a small character limit on a pager, like I'm sure they would just only talk in code anyways.
That is true.
yeah.
Like, hey, are you coming to take the kids? And then the response is, nah, I'm gonna beat they ass. Just
This
And
all
then they
checks
just
out.
meet up. They just meet up and both start beating the shit out of kids.
Yeah,
And
that
then
kind of
they're
code,
heavily incriminated.
that kind of code doesn't alert the police at all.
Yeah.
It's like, oh well, he's not selling drugs.
It's all good here. Carry
Yep.
on.
He's just holding up traditional values.
Yeah.
Oh, oh no. Oh jeez. So, uh, since we've been on video games and other things for the most part, there was actually one thing that I'm very curious to get people's takes on because I don't know 100% how I should feel about it. But how about that Yu Yu Hakusho live action announcement from Netflix?
Um, should I be excited for anything that was 2D and announced as live action anymore?
That's kind of the general vibe that I get from like most people whenever something like this gets announced, which
Right?
I also don't blame them for.
Yeah. And it's always through
Yeah.
Netflix.
That's
Well, not
true.
Yeah.
always, but most of the time.
At least the way it comes to the West, yeah.
I'm starting to get the stance that like maybe I'll be interested, but I want to hear what people have to say after it's been released.
I don't know. It's hard to have like confidence in something like that. Especially with what because they already did Cowboy Bebop. They did what was the other one that they did?
So I didn't see the trailer for it. Is it something that's being developed in the East or developed in the West?
So
Like American
there technically
actors?
it wasn't a trailer. It was just an announcement that they were going to do it. And then I think all they did was show like who the like or who the actors were going to be for the characters, which
Okay.
they're actually Asian actors, so I'm assuming it's going to be done in the East, but uh, I'm not 100% certain on that.
Because you're
I just saw the announcement like kind of briefly.
so you're assuming that because you're assuming if Hollywood did it, then they put like Scarlett Johansson in there.
Yeah.
Probably. That's
Yeah.
usually what they do.
I mean, I think it goes back to what we were saying earlier, where like when it comes to looking forward to any new content or anything, like everybody just wants to reuse old content for that nostalgia factor, or just also writing on just an established fan base is probably like more accurate to what they're trying to do. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to all those, I'm very hesitant about it.
Hmm.
Just anything, like even like we were talking about this the other day on Discord, with the announcement of the Dungeons and Dragons movie. When I heard that, I was just like, ugh, all right. As immediately I just assumed, all right, it's gonna be another, like Resident Evil type thing, or basically what every video game movie does, video game movie adaptation, where they just put something out there, has nothing really to do about the content, and they kind of just shit on it. Same thing with all the series like Halo and stuff like that. But I was actually pleasantly surprised when I watched the Dungeons and Dragons movie. Trailer, not the movie. It's not released until next year. Did you guys all see that? The
I
No,
did
I
trailer?
see that
didn't.
trailer.
It actually looked kind of interesting.
What are they gonna be
So
I
focusing on? Like,
so
thieves.
it doesn't look like it's anything Forgotten Realms related. So I
uh,
don't think it's like it's more so just getting the feel of D&D, but also like they're using real um like actual Dungeons and Dragons beasts. So like they've got a displacer beast, they've got an owlbear. They pulled out a black dragon, and it was cool because like it actually did an acid breath instead of like
Yeah.
just fire breath. So I was like, oh, these people are actually going for like accurate D&D monsters. And just for that alone, I was intrigued because like, okay, they have an ounce of respect for the for the source content. And then when I looked at the character interactions, like I don't know, it looked like it might actually be well made.
Yeah,
okay.
honestly, like from the trailer alone, I definitely am a lot more interested than I was at just like the announcement of a Dungeons and Dragons movie. And then yeah, like in those like first few seconds when you get like the glimpse of the displacer beast, I was like, "Oh, that is very clearly a displacer beast." They didn't like
Yeah.
mess with like how it looks or like do something dumb with it. So I'm like, okay, yeah, that's freaking cool. And then yeah, the things that you pointed out, the use of the owl bear, which is funny too, because like in the trailer they even have a character like, oh, what's that? Like, oh, it's an owl bear. It's like, oh, yeah, cool. Like, not everyone who watches this movie will necessarily know what an owl bear is. And then
Yeah.
yeah, the black dragon with the acid breath, I thought that was super cool.
Yeah. No, I like that because you look at it and it's like, oh, that's not fire.
Yeah,
Like, so it's like so rare to see that, even though that's something deep in like, how dragons work in D&D. You got the red dragon that's got fire, but everyone else has like other types of breath.
yeah,
That was pretty
But
crazy to see, like not fire. Because legitimately, I see the dragon flying through. I'm like, oh, it's gonna shoot fire. And then when I see the breath, I was like, oh, that's not fire. That's actually cool.
It still burns.
It's
yeah. It still
it still
burns.
hurts. Ah!
Ah, blah, 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 blah.
but yeah, my point with that is just like when it comes to anything, like I never watch a Yu Hakusho, so I didn't really have any horse in the race. But in general, any sort of like even if it's an anime game, whatever that I like, anytime I hear the announcement, I'm just kind of eh. I
Yeah.
I did get tricked by the Halo series, I'll admit, because when they showed the trailers, I was like, oh shit, they got the Covenant flagship, the armors looked good, so I was like, okay, I'm interested. And I think that might be the straw that just broke my fucking back.
It's like, no, Chief, keep the mask on or the
Yeah,
helmet.
Show his
every
butt
time
cheeks.
he puts it on for a second just to take it off the next scene for dramatic effect. It's like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't like it makes me wonder though, like, because like I get it sometimes, like, because they're allowed to take like I feel like they're allowed to take like some creative liberties with like how to represent certain things. But like the one thing that always like pisses me off is when they do these interviews with these people, and then like usually like almost 50% of the time they're gonna say like, oh, we didn't play this game, or oh, we didn't like watch or like we didn't read this series.
Yep.
Like they have no concept of like source material, and it's like why? Why then? Why
You
would
know
you even
what's
want to attempt
they
to?
they wear it like a badge of honor too when they do that. Like they're like,
Yeah,
oh no, we didn't play the game, and it's bullshit because it's like you wouldn't say the same thing if you're doing a Lord of the Rings movie. And you're like, I didn't read the book. It's like
Oh man,
you would never
that'd,
do that.
that'd be a
That
cardinal
was
sin.
yeah. Like why? So why you do it for a video game? If you think you're too above it, great. Don't work on the fucking project. Make your own movie.
Yeah.
seriously,
But no, you want to ride on the coattails of this product, but then also you want to bash it in the same breath. So
it's
yeah,
so
it's really
stupid.
infuriating, especially when the changes that they make don't like. I'm totally fine with you writing an original story in a universe. Like when you look at the Dungeons and Dragons movie, that looks like what it's doing. Because unless if those characters are from some book or some adventure that module that I don't know of, it seems like it's all original content. But they're using stuff that's in the universe. So I mean, and who knows? It might suck. I'm gonna give it a watch when it comes out, but I'm at least intrigued because it seems like they are, showing some level of respect for the content.
Mhm.
I think one of the things that pissed me off the most about the Halo series, uh, and I don't think this is really a spoiler, except for it's just gonna let you know how shit the show is. Uh, so they have this reveal where there's a hunter. Fucking classic enemy when it comes to Halo. When you go up against a hunter, it's always something that makes your butt cheeks just clench when you play the game. But the way that a hunter works is that it's like a collection of a bunch of freaking worms. So it's like a hive mind type of thing. And always when there's a hunter, there's a pair. So there's two hunters because they have like some sort of life bond with each other. So that's why anytime you fight hunters in a Halo campaign, you're always fighting two or maybe four. Uh, so when they did the show, they only had one hunter. I was like, okay, whatever. But it's cool. We're gonna see a hunter kick some ass. What do? They make him go turn into worms, go through the vents, and just like attack a bunch of Marines as worms. I
What
was
the
like, what the
hell?
fuck? What you're missing the concept of what makes this thing cool. It's not the fact that it's a bag of worms. That's interesting. But you don't just go ahead and turn this into like some horror trope just for the hell of it. Like it was such a cop out. That could have been a really cool scene to see a hunter just decimating like a squadron of Marines.
That would have been cool.
But it's just like the fact that they did that and just so clearly did not understand what would have made that cool was just like a clear was just like encapsulated everything that was wrong with the show to me.
Yeah. And like I get like that what they were going for would have had to be written completely different if they had it as a hunter. But like, you know, you're you're going for your writing to set up, yeah, a specific type of scene and feel, but completely foregoing like what you said, the feel, like the spirit of Halo, I guess. Like what would make this freaking cool? Like the hunter just like, yeah, going on a rampage through the ship and murdering everyone on the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been amazing. They
Yeah.
could have even made it feel like, kind of aliens-esque, and kind of try to capture that feel to make it seem something interesting when they had that scene. But no, they just went for like a really cheap like worms killed them all, type of thing. And you didn't even get to really
The
see that.
worms got him.
Yeah. But yeah, basically adaptations. I've pretty much got. I think most fans have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to that. Um, and we'll see. Maybe I'll be tricked again for Dungeons and Dragons.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would say most people have been burned in some way by adaptations. It's
Oh yeah,
inescapable, really.
and it's not even unique to video games. There's tons of book adaptations where people get really pissed at that. But I feel like at least with book adaptations, um, when it comes to Hollywood, like there's a certain level of respect for books. they're like, oh yeah, it's established medium. We have to respect that. But when it comes to games, anime, stuff like that, absolutely no respect for the original content.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is pretty much a bummer.
Which I mean,
Uh,
like, you are kind of right about book adaptations, but there are definitely examples of book adaptations kind of like completely changing um the feel of the original material in their movie forms. Like I remember reading this thing about like how the author I forget his name. I saw it the other day. Dang it. The author for like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, watching the original Willy Wonka and
Mm.
being like, I hate this. Like you made the movie about Willy Wonka when it's really a story about Charlie. And like the feel's completely different like when you're going through and watching it.
So the author said he hated it.
Yeah, the author
You're, you're,
hated it.
you're talking about the Johnny Depp one, right?
No. Gene
Oh,
Wilder.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Because yeah, he says that the movie puts a larger focus on like you feeling more invested for Willy Wonka himself than for Charlie.
He
I
would have
could kind
hated
of
the
see
newer
that.
movie.
I
He would
could
have
see
hated the
that.
Johnny Depp one.
Yeah, probably.
But sometimes Hollywood gives us gold, and I'm sure we all know the iconic scene from Harry Potter.
You're talking
Goblet of
about
I
the
Fire.
Dumbledore one?
Yeah.
I like every time I think about that situation and the fact that like for whatever reason they just decided to make fucking Dumbledore go hog wild on Harry Potter. Like I don't know. Like I love that. I love that. See, that's a change that I can get behind. Cause yeah,
I
it would have been boring if it's just like it's like, oh, did you put your name in the goblet? No, he has to go just like
I
shake the shit out of Harry.
well, the funny thing is because like the meme is on like YouTube and whatever is like the narrator is just like Dumbledore asks calmly, and then it just places the movie clip. It's like Harry, did you put your name in the goblet?
But like
I
that's perfect. I will gladly take that change any day of the week.
I can't help but wonder, was that like the director who made that choice, or was that the actor?
I feel like that
Let's
was
add a
the
little
actor.
spice to this moment.
It was probably the actor.
Yeah, that's
I
my
think,
guess.
yeah,
Because I do know that like actors, even though they have like their lines and stuff like that, they do get like a little bit of free reign to kind of like workshop the character to like their own way. And like sometimes like I mean, because how many times do you hear that like an actor will say or do something that technically wasn't like part of the script, but they kept it in the movie anyways because it was actually like a good line or like it helped develop the character or something like that. Um, so
yeah.
I do like the idea that the actor legitimately just thought like oh so like I could just imagine him. He's like, all right, I'm picturing the scene. I've just seen Harry Potter put his name in the Goblet of Fire. I'm pissed at him. And then he just goes like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically any movie you're seeing with Robin Williams, a lot of directors would just let him do his thing when it came to improv. Like obviously they got scripts and lines and stuff like that, but anything where it's like comedic effect, like I know definitely for Genie, like a lot of that shit was
yeah,
improv for him,
Yeah.
that's true.
and I'm sure there's a lot of stuff like that for Jim Carrey, those kind of actors,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
because you can't script that kind of interaction. Like it's just not gonna work.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel as like natural.
Yeah, I'm sure that would come off as really awkward to try and like say like, oh, you need to do this like weird thing, okay? Like, and the director's trying to describe like how awkward and like stupid it is.
You got to do that weird
Yeah.
voice thing that you did in Dumb and Dumber. The fucking what I don't even know what to call it. It's like a like howler scream or something.
Oh, the most annoying sound in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like you can't script that. You really
Yeah.
can't. So good. Hey,
I try
no
to do
violence here. We don't allow
What?
Stop. No.
Oh,
Did you?
Didn't
That's
reach
it.
you.
you done it.
No. Hey. No. Stop. All right,
Just for
that's
that,
it.
I'm gonna blast
I'm
Amadeus.
cutting this off.
Oh,
What did
All
I
right,
do?
no, we're done.
What?
I'm cut. We do not allow violence here on this news report. All right.
But I got so many other movies I got to bitch about.
I invited you onto my panel to discuss things, and this is what you do.
yeah, we were going to talk about Steel Magnolias.
No, it's over. Rosebud.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Then
fucking spoilers.
Amadeus wanted to talk about Sophie's Choice.
Yeah.
No movie. No, that's it. We're done with this episode for today.
Oh,
It's
no.
over. I'm cutting it off. This has been your
Alright.
host, Buster Zero, signing off. And then see the lights are gonna dim down, and then I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
pretend to talk to everybody, and
Yeah.
but we're not really saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
just cut it off. This is stupid.
Just gesturing at people.
It just
Banana bread.
We
Blah,
need
blah,
like some
blah.
prop papers where I can be like, oh, da, da, da.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll go over to Keloid and just act really mad. It's just like, you wouldn't have script.
Oh,
And just see violence all of a sudden, like during that.
Just shoving my cannon down his mouth.
oh no, man. I don't like that.
Yeah. Anyways, bye.
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 Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye bye.
Goodbye. See you later. Hasta luego.
Hasta la bye bye. Vaya con Dios.
Man, I guess I need to get beat now.
Yep.
Here it comes.
It's been a long time coming.